Okay, so here we are sitting out here in the breeding shed. We got a long ways to go. I've only been out here for a few days. And we really probably won't even get any eggs for at least another 5 or 6 days. But now is a great time for us to talk about genetics. I have a whole slew of sex-linked genetics. So I thought we'd talk a little about that. Okay, so what we have here in these two, this is Razzle and Lilith. Lilith is an opaline. The traits of opaline are she's slightly lighter than a regular bird. She's either a gray-green or a olive, I can't tell. But she's slightly lighter than she would be, maybe 10%. She has that big mass of spots at the base of her neck. And the bars that a normal parakeet has on the back of their head in her are all broken up into flecks. And the pattern on her wings, instead of being black feathers with a yellow edge on them, is a little more random and mixed up. So it's not as clear-cut as a regular parakeet. So that's what opaline is. Opaline is a sex-linked trait. Other sex-linked traits that I have out here. Texas clear body. That's limey up there. The clear body trait is that his breast is the same color as his face, or clear of color. You can clearly see the green on his back, but when he turns around, his chest is the same color as his face. It's all yellow. He is a Texas clear body. Texas clear body is a sex-linked trait. This little lady over here, Vision, is a gray-green Texas clear body. When she turns around, you can see the olive green on her back. But she's a Texas clear body, so her front matches her face. Another sex-linked trait is Miss Gidget up here, who is a lacewing, which is a very rare sex-linked trait. She is all yellow. They also come in all white. And her markings, what would be black on a regular bird, so her throat spots and the markings on her wings are all cinnamon colored, and every other color is washed out. She has pink eyes like an albino, but she's not an albino, obviously, although probably pretty closely related to one. That is a sex-linked trait. So, yeah, we have a whole lot of sex-linked traits over here. So what does sex-linked mean? It means that there's a pattern of inheritance that does not follow the normal guidelines of inheritance. So it means, for the very straightforward, it means that the males can pass on this trait to their daughters, no matter what bird you breed them to. So Limey up here, being a Texas clear body, is getting bred to Marine, who is not a Texas clear body. She's a total normal. But that doesn't matter. It's a sex-linked trait, so all of his baby girls are going to be Texas clear bodies, no matter what. His baby boys will look like normal parakeets, but they'll be split to Texas clear body. Now, what happens when a sex-linked trait shows up in the female? This is Vision, and she's a Texas clear body, but Buster is not. He's a normal with a little yellow face, and that's it. So what's going to happen here is that because it's a sex-linked trait, it's much harder for the females to pass it on. When I breed these two together, none of the babies will be Texas clear bodies. They will all be normals like their father. And in fact, the female babies will have no inheritance of Texas clear body at all. They won't be split to it, nothing. They'll be blank slates. It will be as though they were never a part of a Texas clear body line. Her sons, on the other hand, will be split to Texas clear body because it runs in the males. So that's what I'm looking for here. I'm going to take her sons, which are split to Texas clear body, and breed them to Limey and Marine's daughters, who will be visibly Texas clear body, and I'll get a whole bunch of Texas clear body babies. Okay? Same thing with, where is she? Oh, she's looking in her box. There's a Gidget. She's my lacewing. This is a very rare mutation. She's going to be bred to old Dusty here, and seems, by the way, to be quite interested in this whole deal, even though he's just as fat as can be. And she's perfectly happy with that nest box there, too. But when I breed them together, because this is a sex-linked trait and the females have a hard time passing it on, none of her babies are going to be lace wings. None of them. But all of her sons will be split to lace wing. And that's what I'm after. I'm after these, the females of this pair are just going to be regular old birds. It'll be like they had nothing to do with the lace wing. The males are what I'm after because they will all be split to lace wing, right? So what am I going to do with them if I've got no females that are lace wing? Well, we have this couple over here. These two both look like perfectly normal birds. She's a white-based blue, she's a cobalt, has a single dark factor, and she's perfectly normal. She's not a spangle, not an opaline, nothing. He looks also like a perfectly normal bird. He is a gray-green. I think he's a cinnamon gray-green, but he has perfectly normal markings. The thing is that this is Rocky, not only is he a great, big, beautiful guy, but he is that baby boy that split to lace wing. So his mama was a lace wing, even though his father wasn't. And since he carries that in there, when it pops up, it's going to override everything about Little Miss Random here, and he's going to throw lace wing baby girls. But since he's only split to it, not all of his girls will be lace wing. About 1 out of every 2 of his girls, for every 2 baby girls that he has, one of them will be a normal bird and the other one will be a lace wing. So with this, I'm trying to combine 2 lines. He is from a completely different breeder than Miss Gidget over here. And they're from completely different lines. She's a smaller bird, but she has beautiful feather. And I'm breeding her to Dusty, who's massive, to bring out the size. Random here is the littlest baby girl from Rainbow, but her mother is Rainbow. So she has some size genes in there somewhere, even though she's in the, I think she weighs 64 or 65 grams. Rocky here weighs like 78 grams. He's a big guy. So between the 2 lines, I should be able to pick out some babies that are sized for success in the show. But we're going to have to be patient. It's because he's split to lace wing. Only 1 in 4 of his babies are going to be lace wings because 2 of them will be boys, so they won't look like lace wings. And 1 of the girls will look like a lace wing, but the other one won't. Is it possible that these 2 will have an entire clutch of babies and none of them will be lace wings? That 1 baby girl lace wing I'm looking for? Yes, it is. Which is one of the reasons I want to breed them first thing at the beginning of the breeding season. Because if they breed me a bunch of babies and none of them are lace wings, I'm going to give them a month break or so and then breed them again at the end of the breeding season next spring in hopes of getting that lace wing baby. These 2, if they breed... I'm still, Dusty's he definitely qualifies as fat. He's obese, but he is acting like this is all very good. He's funny because when I first got him, he did nothing. He was a lump on the perch. And then I put him out in the big flight cage, and I was sure that he wouldn't be able to fly because he's so fat. But it took him about a week and a half to do it, but he did start flying. He lost some weight out there, too. But he was still kind of had that lumpy thing going. All the other birds are running around. He'd spend a lot of time just sitting in place. But I put him in here with a girl and a nest box, and he is definitely, you see him? This is exciting. He's definitely excited. This is like, okay, let's do this. So I'm hoping his chubby old self is going to be just as fertile as he needs to be to get with that pretty little girl there. Sex-linked traits, for those of you who do science. I didn't do okay. So this is Rainbow and... I'm having a brain fade. What's this guy's name again? Rainbow and Beryl, that's right. They are both single factor spangles, but Beryl is an opaline as well. Since opaline is a sex-linked trait, every single one of Beryl's babies, whether it's a spangle or not, is going to be an opaline. Every single one of his girl babies. His male babies will be split to it. Okay. Whereas down here, oh, look at that. Lilith just disappeared. Lilith is an opaline. Razzle is not. He's a spangle. So, none of these babies are going to be opaline. Because the sex-linked traits are passed on by the males, and he doesn't have it. So her girl babies will not have any opaline in them at all, and her boy babies will be split to opaline, but you won't be able to see it. Okay? So for those of you who are into the science thing, a quick explanation of a sex-linked trait. How this works, let's take a look at these guys while we're thinking here. How this works is, you know, in humans, men have a Y chromosome where women have an X chromosome. And what that really means is that all chromosome pairs are shaped like X's. Meaning they have 4 legs to them. Only the male Y chromosome only has 3 legs, which is why it's called the Y, because it's missing one of its bottom legs. So it doesn't look like an X anymore, right? So in humans you get sex-linked traits as well, such as male pattern baldness, color blindness, and things like that. But they show up in men, not in women. Because in humans, the person with the Y chromosome, which is the chromosome that's missing a piece, are the men. So what happens is that Y chromosome gets matched up with an X chromosome from mom, and whatever is on her 4th leg that doesn't exist on the Y chromosome rules, because the male chromosome has nothing to match it up or compete with it. What's happened in birds is that they are the opposite of humans. The females are the ones that have the Y chromosome. So, here's Lilith down here. So, what happens is all the chromosomes line up, and when they get to that last chromosome, the female's Y chromosome that's missing one of its lower legs matches up to a male X chromosome, which has the leg, and any traits that are on that leg that the male put in there rule, because the female has nothing to match it to. So all of the sex-linked traits that we're talking about exist on the male's X chromosome and override the female's Y chromosome because it's missing pieces, okay? So that is why a male can carry on a sex-linked trait and a female can't, because he's got the extra leg on that last chromosome and she doesn't. So everything on his extra leg overrules everything that she doesn't have a match to. So, sex-linked traits are because in parakeets, the females have the Y chromosome, so the male's X chromosome, whatever's on that extra leg, gets passed on no matter what. Look at these two up here. Sparky says, is it time? Is it time, baby? Can we do this? He's after her, and she's thinking about it. So that's the whole sex-linked thing. In birds, it's passed on by the males. It's most easily passed on by the males, and it will completely override anything in the female's gene pattern because she doesn't have that fourth leg on the Y chromosome to match it. So it just completely overrides her. So that's why when you have a female Texas clear body, she can't pass it on because his X will override her Y, and the best she can do is her sons will be split to it. But if you have a male Texas clear body, she has no gene to fight that. So he puts that chromosome in there, and all of his girls will end up being Texas clear bodies. No matter what she is, his genes will override it. So that is hopefully an explanation of sex-linked traits.